Hey everybody, thanks for joining us for PIK Presents Live from the Knitting Wars. I'm Deplorable Knitter. We have fabulous Ann Pinkova. We have Tara from Yarn Chicken and Shit. And we have Carol. Hey guys, thanks for joining us today. Super happy to have everybody.
For our second live of the day.
I know. I was just telling everybody I'm a little bit tired. This is not, I don't know how people do all the streams all day long. Like they're fun and it's great, but it's like you have to be on all the time. It's a lot. So, and Tara has teenagers, so sorry.
Yes. And they're gaming right now. They're on the other side of the open, like with the open kitchen living rooms. They're on the other side.
Well, yeah. So if you guys hear that, everything's fine. They're just gaming.
Tara.
So
what are you doing wearing my shawl?
What?
It's my shawl.
Oh, you both have the same shawl. I got you.
Same shawl. It is kind of wacky seeing someone else. Like, what's that?
I was admiring how pretty it is. So that's the Knitting McPurley Lent one from last year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I really did like the colors of that. That was fun. I did not get it. It was fun watching other people do it. So to clarify. But Carol, what are you making?
I am on the last gift for the people in the warehouse. It's the final thing. Yeah. And then after that I'm gonna switch to my own like personal shawl here. But yeah, nice. So I decided I would make everybody either a scarf or a shawl, and so that's what I've been doing. It's the last scarf.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Next time I'm not gonna wait like 2 months before Christmas to do this shit.
Yeah. I always have big plans, and it is the week before Christmas, and this is one of my husband's gifts right here on my needles. Oh. That's only this big. I mean, it's just going to be a beanie because he has this old sad black beanie that he wears, and it's some thing he got from a store 1,000 years ago. And I'm like, you have a wife that's like a knitting designer. You should have a better hat than that. Oh. So this year he will have a better hat than that if I'm up until midnight the night before, because that's generally how I like to roll. It's no fun if you do it too far ahead. Here, we could be like Chicken Lady. She says, be like me, don't give Christmas gifts. I give Christmas gifts to the people I like to give them to. But
see, while I did no knitting Christmas gifts this year, which is weird for me, like I love this. I'm into this. I'm competitive about this. Like it's Christmas gift season. Like I'm gonna win. This isn't a game. What am I doing? No, I'm going to win.
Anne makes everything into a competition. But Carol, how many did you make? How many people are in the warehouse? Like how many gifts did you have to do?
12.
That's a lot.
Yeah. So 10 scarves and 2 shawls.
Wow.
Yeah. I might have a minor case of CTS, but that's okay. It was worth it. Their necks will be warm.
They will appreciate it. And then, do you go in the warehouse or are you not around there?
Oh, I can drive there. I'm actually going to take them all tomorrow because they're working really hard to see if they can get Friday off. And if they're not going in on Friday, I'm not either. So I'm just going to take them.
Mm-hmm. But I was going to say, if you at least see wearing them, that'll be like fulfilling. You should, if they're wearing them and using them, that'll be excellent.
Yeah, there was one I made. Yeah, there was one I made early for somebody because he works part-time as a delivery driver over the weekend, and it I know it's already getting like in the 50s here, so I made his early and gave it to him, and I was like, please stay warm.
Because the 50s, so fun fact, it was in the 50s here in New York the other day, and I had on sandals and a t-shirt because it wasn't 26, so I was like, this is fine, just running out.
I lived in a desert biome for 15 years, so this is terrible for me. But if you're like, oh my goodness, it's 110 outside, I'd be like, yeah, that's whatever weather. And you're like, no, we're all gonna die. I was like, no, you'll be fine.
Yeah, that's me dying, and you're like, fine. And in the winter, I'm in my sandals, so it's all relative.
Yeah, there was a
It's-
time when I went to go visit my family in England and they were having a heat wave. So it was like 90 degrees outside and I was walking around in like long jeans and a, regular shirt. And British people are fun because they're either like super polite or they're super rude. Like there's not like really like any spectrum. It's just and
That's
this
funny.
lady walked up to me and she'd like, I'd be so hot if I was you. And I was like, well, I didn't ask you, did I? Let the twang came out and she like froze and like was skittered away. Because every time they get confronted by like a Southern American, they either think that we're charming or stupid and they don't know what to do with us.
That's interesting. I did not know.
Yeah.
So, and this D Gray says you also make legendary chili for your team. So
that's my husband. Yeah.
I was gonna say somebody is shilling for you there. Hey,
As
that's
he
great.
should.
Absolutely. He should. You know what? I've explained to my children several times, and my husband has finally caught on. I don't care if you like what I make. You still have to say, thank you and that you like it and move along. But if it's legendary, it must be good. So
I do try to make food with a little bit of love in it. So.
Oh, I do too. But as Anne has heard, I have days where like I'll make one thing and one person likes it and the other two don't. And so after you've done that for an entire week, you're gonna put on, whatever slop you can come up with, and they better eat it. And after a while.
Going back to the making things for the entire staff. No, it's cool. I am just like still amazed that Carol's like, yeah, I haven't been crafting that long, and she's like, I'm gonna make something for everyone. She's like,
yeah, go big or go home.
How long have you been crafting?
Since August.
Oh, so yeah, that really is a big thing to do that many in one go.
Yeah, well, I'm the kind of person that I like to challenge myself with stuff that I'm not very good at and trying to be good at it. And I thought maybe instead of, doing business or anything work related, I'd be like, I'll do a craft thing. And so here I am. Hello.
And here you are.
Your
choices have led you to this point.
I was sitting here watching a video about how to do a waffle stitch before we went live. I was like, this looks complicated. I'm going to figure it out.
It's not so bad. I'm using, hey chicken lady, I'm using some blackety black. So thanks for the cool yarn. It's pretty and soft.
Oh, and speaking of blackety black, the winners have been announced for the Puritanical Knitting Fun Run, which I love very much. But yes, Carrie got back to me today with the photo winner, which is Rad Geeky Rose. I'm saying this, the people who have won have already like messaged me with their address, so they already know.
Right.
But just in case,
but the people in general should know also.
Exactly.
So that they don't think that we just kept all the really, really awesome gifts for ourselves, because that wouldn't be terrible.
These are some pretty awesome gifts. I mean, bummer for y'all, but I mean, I have knitted garb that they use in the like reenactments that they do around Plymouth Rock. I have a book of that. Here's good old William Bradford, and it's the lithographs, which also can be got at the gift shop. So it's like in his own handwriting what happened with the Puritans. That's super cool. I got this book of ghost stories of New England era and an American cookbook. That we didn't skimp, man.
Do we get to see the winners? Go on Instagram and post it, but she doesn't know how to do it here, and I didn't walk her through it beforehand, so sorry. I don't have them to show you right now.
Right. But the other, it's a Rad Geeky Rose, who was the photo contest winner. She had this lovely Poison Girls sweater that it was black with 2 orange cats on the top, very vintage. Tea Hill Cottage was another winner, and Elizabeth JDY Knits. Yeah,
and one was a really nice, I don't know, like a seed stitch ear warmer thing. Yes. And the other one was an Audrey sweater, which is the sweater I just finished, which is a great sweater. I highly recommend the pattern. So,
and I think Tara has one too that she did.
Yes, I did. And it is a good pattern. I agree. Sorry, my boss called me.
It's okay. I understand that sometimes, people have real lives. Go figure. You got to go do some stuff.
I know. Well, he had a really important meeting that I briefed him on. And at first I was like, oh shit, like something bad came out of it. It was actually a really good meeting. So I'm like, okay,
Oh, good.
I'm glad I prepped him.
That's cool. So people in the comments are talking about their knits, and Matthew said that he has working on his last one, I think, and
Nice.
Therese made some stuff for her husband, a hat and socks, but if he doesn't get it done, it's not a big deal. And usually, like, I don't care if I don't get stuff done for my husband, but there have been several years in a row where he gets like a half done object in a box with extra balls of yarn. And so I don't want to do that to him this year. So like I said, come hell or high water, he's gonna get this. And it's only a beanie. I should, in theory, be able to finish it. But if today was any indication, then maybe I will be up all night the night before knitting it. We'll see. So Holly said she finished hers. Tara's boss, you can't talk, she's podcasting. So oh, Chicken Lady, very good. The wise men did not get the gifts to Jesus on his birthday. I'm going to start using that with my husband.
12 whole days, and it starts on the 25th. Got time.
So this is what happens in my house, though. My husband's birthday is 2 weeks before Christmas, and then our anniversary is the 21st, and then we have Christmas. And so everything that I have to give him a gift for happens within this 2-week span, and it's like, even if he doesn't care that I don't give him stuff on time, it's still super stressful. Like, it's
just tell him you're on the old calendar, and then Christmas isn't even until January 7th.
Just to spread it out a little bit. It's like everything else we'll do normal calendar, dear, but Christmas we just gotta.
It's a modified calendar.
You have to wait 2 more weeks. It's fine. Not a big deal.
Well, as an Orthodox Christian, I'm all about like the crazy calendars and the modified calendar.
Yeah. Oh no, somebody
I can't keep track.
ER with pneumonia. Sorry, I hope that your little one, I think. Oh, AJ's mom's been sick and her kid is, and sorry, feel better. That stinks. That's a bummer. Nobody likes the ER ever. Or if they do, they have other problems they have to deal with. So that's, sad.
One out of 10, not the first place I want to go on a given day.
No. Especially not with my kids. Ugh. Although, actually, we live by a really good children's hospital, so if we do have to go, it's not bad. But still not a place you want to go with them. But anyway, are you knitting, Tara? Do you got something going on?
Yes, I'm working on my Rosie Shawl test knit from Liz Clouthier Designs. Mm-hmm. I'm on the decrease.
Oh, fancy.
So I'm getting there. I normally don't knit Christmas gifts.
No, I was going to ask you. You don't have anybody you got to make anything for?
No, I am. It's very out of character for me, but I am knitting some socks for my husband because normally I don't knit for him because he once insulted my knitting.
And you stayed married?
Yes.
We get nothing.
My first Christmas with my husband, I made him a pair of fingerless gloves because he does a lot of like outdoor work and like working on cars and stuff. And one glove ended like right here, and the other one ended like way down here. And he was like, "These are great, thank you." And he still wears them sometimes. I mean, I've gotten better since then, but yeah.
I was once knitting him a hat in yarn that he approved me buying because I said, "Hey, honey, how about I knit you something in this yarn because it's your football team colors?" And then when I was actually doing it, he's like, "Those are girl colors." And then I immediately knew it was
he
just
would never wear it.
He would never wear it. It was just like death instantly. So I just started ripping it out right in front of him. I'm like, I'm not doing this anymore.
Oh, I'd be ticked.
Just have to hardcore stare him in the face. Then okay, then these are girl colors. Fine.
But now he wants wool socks for when he's out in the snow.
Mm-hmm.
The insult was from a few years ago, so
Yeah. Yeah, you get over these things, but still. I don't
yeah,
know,
you
man.
do.
I don't know.
Last
Carol, do
year,
you-
my kids,
sorry.
who normally, especially my youngest one, who can be similarly obnoxious, asked me to make him an Eric Cartman hat. And like, he is the one who like keeps track of all my yarn deliveries and all that other stuff and gives me a hard time. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess if you're going to ask for an Eric Cartman hat, I'll make you one.
Yes. And does he wear it?
Sometimes. If I can get him to wear anything at all when it's cold outside. He likes the cold. He'd probably be happy living in Canada.
Yeah.
Or South Dakota.
That's right.
Only crazies live there. Don't go there.
That's true. Tell your friends. It's nuts. Don't do it.
Carol, where do you live again? I ask every time, sorry.
Texas.
Texas.
Good place.
Texas now, yeah. So I lived in Arizona for 15 years, lived in Florida for 2 years, and now I'm in Texas.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I would like that, but that's cool.
It's pretty nice. The only complaint I have is that it gets cold, but you know, there's this thing called socks that I've learned to put on my feet. So
Mm-hmm.
because it's so warm out. Yeah, well, it's so warm out in like Florida and Arizona that you can just walk barefoot all the time. Not quite the case here, but.
Mm-hmm. Friends don't let friends live in Canada, so I guess your son can't go there. Sorry. Oh my gosh, I am so tired. I apologize, guys. I'm staring.
Yeah, whereas I'm sitting here, okay. So Tara is putting me to shame first off because I am also test knitting the rosy shawl, but as you can see, it's not very much.
That looks different.
Yeah, but I'm also I'm doing it. So this is our politically incorrect knitters colorway, and I'm actually knitting from that out. I have to decide at what point, because okay, I love this fabric. This fabric, it's beautiful, it's fantastic, but I don't like this cowl. So never wore it. Liked the color, just didn't work for me. So now I'm knitting it into the shawl. And the thing is that okay, so this is 435 yards. Liz's shawl is like 500 some yards. So at one point I have to incorporate, hey Amy.
Hey, Amy.
I have to oh, you have your Festivus pole. At least I hope
geez,
that's
for
what
real?
that is.
I have brought the Festivus pole. It is time for the
man.
feats of strength and airing of grievances.
I got a grievance, but I don't
got
have
a
any
lot of
feats of
problems
strength
with
that
you
I
people.
We
can
got a
do.
lot of problems with you people.
And now you're going to hear about it.
I just met you.
She's usually very nice, please, you know.
I wrapped my roller pin in foil for you people.
Improvise,
Carol.
overcome.
For you people.
For
And
you
while
people.
we're
What do you
doing the
mean, you
airing of
people?
grievances, I will show off my Festivus yarn because I have some. And someday when I'm done knitting things for other people, I am going to cast on a pair of socks because I have to teach my students how to knit socks.
Yes, you do.
There's a great sadness, but I will still do it. So, Festivus.
I got a sock ruler this past week. I'm very excited for its use.
That's fun.
Oh, I love that
I
sock
really want to
ruler.
make us bigger. Let's see what happens. Ooh, how's that? Hey, I can see people.
Hey.
What's
You want my
up?
pole again?
Cozy.
I do this on my phone. I didn't like how everybody was so small. I couldn't see anybody. So, hey.
Hello.
Hey.
But
So-
any
Sorry, I interrupted you. Carry on.
Anne is knitting the rosy shawl. And
I'm
it's
knitting
coming
the
out of
rosy
that
shawl. I am much
towel.
later. Is in our own colorway. It's awesome. I'm wearing one of my prized possessions, which almost never comes out, for the Christmas special. It's fantastic. It is the Dale of Norway Nagano official Olympic sweater.
Oh.
Like, anyways, I'm very proud of it. Also,
I don't know what that means,
you
but
knit
it's
it?
beautiful.
I did not knit it. I had to buy
Okay.
it because I cannot find the pattern anywhere.
Okay.
Dale of Norway, they do the Winter Olympic sweaters. So, and I have a lot of the Olympic sweater patterns because I think they're the coolest, even though I've never knit them. So you have here. Yes.
I remember a couple of years ago we went through these.
Lilyhammer. See, these are amazing. These are like my loves. This one doesn't have a name. It's 1995. We have 99. Look at those.
Those are nice
Big
sweaters.
Norwegian men.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
good knots.
Oh yeah, with the.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's shiny. There's the Celtic knot work.
Mm-hmm.
Want me to make you big, Anne?
I don't know if you want to, but
She doesn't,
they're just.
but you'll do it anyway.
I know we have. Oh, hello. We have 2000. Very important. Salt Lake 2002. Love that sweater. But anyways, so yeah. And yet I've never knit any of these. And the previous owner, like, they were hardcore because I got this at a knitting store that was moving locations, but it is in, there we go. It's in, okay, not this one. Some of these are in the original Norwegian, and there's like a translated version that of the words that goes with the chart.
Wow.
And
Here, Anne. It says Anne, collector of handsome men pictures.
I do. I have a very
I suspect those were back when they knew what a man was, right?
Oh,
Oh, probably.
savage.
once upon a time there was a big buff blonde man in sweaters. And I'm just kind of, go over the pattern book sometimes and dream a little.
I really like that pattern. It's so pretty.
Oh,
my
here.
favorite.
Okay, this one.
So dreamy.
And takes
And
her
look-
picture and puts it next to the pattern book.
Is there a calendar?
just find one of the less masculine men and like paste my photo over it. Like, yeah. I'm in the photo, really.
Well, yeah, Tara's right. Where's the calendar? There should be a Norwegian.
Where is the
Dale of
calendar?
Norway calendar would be awesome.
Yeah.
So not only, and look, I mean, and there you can have sweater girl, snow bunny, and they have all of these cute little baby patterns. Look at this cute baby and his
Aw.
sweater.
A little
Aw.
baby. That's so cute.
That is cute.
He's awesome.
Oh,
You know,
good
and-
gracious.
See, it's fantastic. But yeah, and here, whatever was going on in whoever knit these, like, she has notes, and the
Wow.
notes are with it. There's like side notes and where she stopped and what her color changes it. And here are like additional charts that she has taped together, printed and taped with a
Dang.
correction in them. Like,
Wow.
this gal.
And that's like, it's like you in the future.
Yeah.
So, and I
But
think
from
you
the
should
past.
listen to this sheep lady here. She says
knit
knit the
the
sweater
sweater,
and
he
he'll
will.
come. I mean, it
no.
won't hurt to try.
That's an advantage. It definitely won't hurt to try. But also, I know of the sweater curses, man. I am not weak in the ways of knitting lore.
But maybe you offset it.
But you
Maybe
have to
it-
for
Maybe the issue is people not knitting the sweater before the man arrives. They knit the sweater after the man arrives.
Right.
And
Do
he
it
gets-
like Sword in the Stone, where you like make it the dimensions of the man that you want to fill it, and then once he does fill it, you're like perfect, and you burn the fucking thing, so that way the curse is gone.
Maybe it's like Thor and like,
You're like,
he
do I smell
worthy.
hair on fire? It's this wool sweater. Just
if he's worthy of the sweater, he will be able to wear the sweater.
Just tell him to
Right.
flex, rip the sweater, be like, oh, that's such a shame.
Oh no! I made it too small.
Or it's more like Cinderfella.
Ah.
Yep, Cinderella there.
Oh,
Knit now
man.
and make it very large. Wow.
Yes.
Anyway,
Really broad shoulders. Like really.
I just assumed you were going to knit one for yourself and then he would come. So that's where I was
true.
going with that.
Obviously attracted by the knit sweater skills. But
Yes,
anyways,
obviously.
so speaking of, if anyone has a copy of Nagano, that's the one I'm looking for because I love the dragons. But I found a single chart, but not the rest of it. Now I could probably take that chart and fudge it in with the other ones and have a finished sweater. Or like this sweater I bought, I could sit here and pick over it stitch by stitch and replicate it exactly how I want to. But also, if you have a sweater pattern, I'd really appreciate it.
And that option of going stitch by stitch sounds crazy and I don't recommend. But I mean, you do you.
Not
so.
impossible. I have the technology. Also, I don't want to do it.
Please don't. You're making me
Can
tired
do,
just
don't
talking about it. So
Anyways,
Amy's gone. We can't even do the airing of grievances now.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I had to finish.
There we go.
Wait, before we air the grievances, I have yarn to show.
Oh, good. Who's it from?
It's from the fabulous ladies who are dyeing my yarn for my whodunit.
Ooh, fun.
This is
Do you want me to make you big?
Sure, fine. I'm big enough, but this is Mystery Mouse. Oh, that's weird. Mystery Mouse Yarn Company. How do you do this? Okay. Like I don't have a
There you go.
Like I don't have a podcast or something. Joe, do you see it, Joe?
All right.
And it's literally called Who Done It for our make along. And then Carissa put her pre-order back up
Oh,
That's
for
pretty.
Poison Vial.
oh.
I believe it's called. Yeah, the poison vial. But she doesn't have the potion thing anymore. But I mean, good lord, the potion notions. She doesn't have anymore.
The potion notions, which she should have used in her marketing and didn't.
I know. Genius.
Cool.
And it came with a little stitch marker, but she did have the yarn back up for pre-order.
Mm-hmm.
So I am ready for my whodunit.
Cool. I just want to point this out before we forget. Anne, check out Knitting Traditions podcast. She has the full sweater pattern and talked about it on some of her episodes. Write it down so you don't forget. Knitting Traditions.
Screenshot it.
She got there first. Can't believe it.
And somebody got her mouse mystery yarn, and it's lovely. And
not that I
Schoolhouse Press is a good resource. Okay, cool.
So get your stuff ready for the whodunit. Starting January 1st.
Yeah.
Because I finished the story.
You finished the story. What do we have to do for the whodunit? For the people that don't remember.
The whodunit is you need to go to my Two Sisters and Some Yarn Instagram and the link in bio. And that is where the Google sign up thing is. And you will get sent the story in parts and you play along and you knit and crochet, weave, whatever you want to do with anything you want to make, but extra points if you're on theme for the yarn project. Anything murdery, true crimey, or New Orleans is on theme because it is set in New Orleans. Write what you know, right?
Cool.
And I'll release the story in parts over 4 weeks, 5 weeks. And you have to play along and try to guess who done it. And clue givers, like Politically Incorrect Knitters and Tara and anybody else who wants to help, will give clues, which may or may not be legitimate. They might be red herring clues, because I'm mean.
Red herrings are fun, though.
And Agatha Christie always had the red herrings.
Right. So.
Yeah. Dude, I read my first Agatha Christie novel like a week ago. It was fantastic, and I don't know why I have never read one before.
Which one?
Jeez, now I'm not going to remember because you asked me. But they were at a...
And then there were none?
Yes. I think that I saw it from maybe you.
That's the starter Agatha Christie one.
Whatever.
That's
anyway, no, actually what happened was the girls in my knitting class were talking about it. I get book recommendations from the teenagers that I teach how to knit, and that was what they told me to read. So that's where it came from. Yes.
Because it was called 10 Little
fantastic.
Indians, but that was racist, so they changed it.
It was called what?
10 Little Indians.
Oh, because of the story.
Yeah, but they changed it to, and then there were none.
Okay. Cool. All right. So, whodunit, Agatha Christie, all very good.
Yep, question.
What?
Who has grievances?
What are you making, Amy? Wait. Before you do that, are you knitting? Crocheting?
What was that? Somebody made money?
Breaking things?
That was
No, I dropped this on my table.
It sounded like cha-ching. I was like,
dang. Everybody got so excited. We thought somebody was, rolling in
gambling over there. It's like cha-ching. It's a blanket, and I'm making a hat to match it. Because I must finish whips before I do other things. So.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
Is that what? I was going to ask if that was for Let Them Live.
Yes. That's for my stash. Let them live.
Yeah. So I wrote an article for Neil finally. He cannot go around complaining about how I've never written for him anymore.
That's like an anti-grievance. You're like, hey.
I totally plugged Let Them Live in my article and you and your knitting. So woohoo. Yeah. Just so you know.
Yeah. So it was Neil's grievance that you took care of then.
Yes. And then he goes, I'm happy. He's like, I'm happy you did it, but I'm also sad that I can't, rip on you for not doing it anymore. So Teresa's grievancing the Colorado government right now. I don't know what happened. Oh, I got a grievance.
What's that? Wait, let me get the poll. Because I forget the rules, but you have to.
I think I'm supposed to hold the poll while it's happening, but I got this big knitting needle, okay? So listen, New York State just opened a reparations inquiry panel here. And geez, there was something else that was happening that I was really unimpressed with. That was on the news during dinner. So I only caught part of it because we were also, having dinner and family time. But yeah, so, I mean, we were going to leave New York and then it got better for a minute. And then now they're spinning right off the rails again. So which state should we look at? My husband wants to go to Tennessee. I don't want to go to Tennessee.
Ooh, I would go to Tennessee. That'd be awesome.
You would?
Oh, I would go to Tennessee. You get 4 seasons.
Okay.
Yeah, real seasons.
Okay. But the winters won't be as bad.
No.
Right.
That's what you deal with.
I mean, government's okay, I think, for now. Of course, that's subject to change, but, you know.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, they do have a lot of people moving in.
Yeah.
Tennessee whiskey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good music.
We left Texas because
I wouldn't go to like
Californians moving.
I wouldn't go to like Nashville. I'd go.
No. The parts we were looking at.
Yeah, you need to go somewhere else.
And you can't go to if you're looking at the map, you can't go to the bottom left corner because apparently it's really hot and like gross there. You have to like stay up.
That's close. The bottom's closer to Alabama and everything. So.
Yeah. I've been to Alabama.
Plus,
I will never go there
Memphis
again.
is over there. You don't want to be there.
You don't want to be here. So.
You might absolutely love Tennessee. Yeah, I've heard lots of people like it. Okay. I'd say Idaho and South Dakota are sounding good to me. Yeah.
I think she says
although
Iowa and Idaho.
Iowa. Oh, sorry, I misspoke. But we've already established that the crazies like Ann are in South Dakota, so I don't know if I could go there.
That's true.
Although my kids would love it if they could see you more often. They were asking when we were going to see you again. So
that is true. Miss Horror Amorata had a graphic that someone had posted about how it's like these states are the most dangerous on gun laws, and by gun laws I mean that you weren't free to have guns, and South Dakota was one of them listed as red and evil and awful, and like, so the state of South Dakota, we are like lowest in gun crime. That's us.
Yeah, go figure.
They're so awful. They don't care about gun laws. It's like, yeah, you know that you don't need a permit to carry a pistol. But if you want one anyways, because sometimes there's like a state crossover thing, that is literally a 15-minute process. Like you walk into the police station and they say, hey, you want a pistol permit? That's cool. Well, we're going to run whatever, but here's a paper one in the meantime. You just fill out name, address, here you go. And we'll send you one in the mail for like $15 and you get a piece of, plastic. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
So for New York, to get a pistol permit, I had to take an 18-hour class. So it was an entire weekend. I needed 4 references. I needed, I have to get fingerprinted. And there's something else. That's just to get a New York State one. And I don't think we have much, I don't remember who we have reciprocity with. And I have to go to, it's just a freaking nightmare.
Yeah.
No.
Katie says because you can't
and it'll
sneak up
take
to
up to a
anyone in
year.
South Dakota. Like, whoa, personal
Yeah.
space.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah.
And yes.
But yeah, and it takes around a year to get it. So that's also nice.
In an armed society.
It is a, that is very true. Indiana. See, I don't want to leave New York. I know everybody talks crap about New York, but I've lived here forever. My whole family is here. I don't want to go, but that's life. What are you going to do? Okay, so.
When my
Who
mom's
else has a
whole
grievance?
family moved here, they moved as a village. Like, it was.
Well, I mean, we were looking at properties in Tennessee that had like multiple houses on the same plot of land, because if I go, my mother will go,
Yeah.
my mother-in-law will go, my brother may come. Like, it's not just us.
It's like a whole commune.
Yeah, you got to bring the
Yeah.
village with you.
Yeah, everyone in South Dakota has a buffalo for a pet. Right, Ann?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You've got
Don't
2 or 3
pet
in the backyard, don't you?
cows.
Yeah, like I have alligators. Yeah, we all have one. Yeah.
Gator.
Totally normal.
Or
Yeah,
snapping
deplorable
turtles.
compound.
Yeah.
Deplorable compound, yeah.
The
That's just
nutria.
what we need. I want to go to
Nutria.
Wyoming. It's too far away. That's the other thing about Tennessee. It would be close enough to come back to visit.
Yeah, it is
family
like
and stuff.
literally in the middle. So
I don't want to go to like the other side of the country or the middle, or so that it takes several days to get back here by car. Like, that would be no good. That'd make me very sad. That's just me. Anyway, so who else has a grievance? Because I've had a few already tonight. No airing of grievances.
well, I missed the show earlier. There was lots of grievances there, huh?
There was several grievances.
I gotta catch up.
Yeah.
How does this grievance
I have a grievance
thing
about
work?
that too.
The grievance thing?
Yeah.
It's a
I
sign
thought
thing.
I thought you came to fight us, and I was like, I'm not ready for that. I just met you.
No.
No. This is for feats of strength.
For Festivus.
This is for Festivus.
Have you
Because
never
I am
seen
alone.
Seinfeld, Carol?
Yeah, you never seen that episode?
Seinfeld?
Seinfeld was a long time ago.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it
Now
was.
we're
It wasn't
gonna
that long ago.
There you go. I
You
gave
and
you a
were, like,
grievance.
adults. Yeah,
Wow, those
I am
are fighting
offended.
words.
For all of Gen Xers.
No, I don't remember all of the Seinfeld. I apologize.
Seinfeld.
If you want me to recite like DBZ and Sailor Moon and that stuff, like I got you covered. But like Seinfeld, I was like, yeah, I was on.
That was a
Yeah.
show.
Yeah, it happened.
Cool.
Yeah.
Festivus
But no,
was-
that's what it is.
It was a episode of Seinfeld that George's dad was fighting with somebody over a doll, I believe it was, over Christmas. So he was
wait, we gotta let Amy tell us the true meaning of Festivus.
It is a true meaning of Festivus. Seriously, I Googled it today to make sure what the day was, and Google told me it was a secular holiday.
Oh my god,
I'm serious.
that's fantastic. Okay,
And seriously, Google told me secular holiday, December 23rd every year.
oh, it has its date and everything. What?
Yeah,
That's why I think it's so funny. So anyway, in the
Oh, okay.
episode, George's dad gets frustrated with the commercialism of Christmas as he's fighting over this doll for his child. So he creates a holiday called Festivus. And it comes up again later as George is an adult and his dad decides that he's going to bring Festivus back. And George is like dismayed and horrified and embarrassed. And I don't even remember all of it except that they get together and they don't get a Christmas tree. There's a metal pole. And then there's the feats of strength where you wrestle. And I think until somebody's pinned, nobody wins, I think. And then you have dinner, and that's where you air your grievances with everybody.
Like the airing of grievances.
So instead of a tree, there's a metal pole. So this is my metal pole, which I will also use for my feats of strength.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that context. I feel hip and cool with the kids now. Thank you.
And it's a hilarious episode. So
the thing is that I don't know that any of us have ever been hip and cool, so
No.
I wouldn't.
I'm
I don't get too excited about
with
that.
no, you're good. Apparently, I'm just old.
How about this?
So Christmas okay.
Oh man!
But that's my other favorite Seinfeld episode is where they try to make Kramer wear the red ribbon for the AIDS walk. And he won't wear the red ribbon. And they're like, but you have to wear the red ribbon. He's like, but I don't want to wear the red ribbon. I'm just walking in the walk. I'm showing my support. I'm on the AIDS walk. They're like, but you have to wear the red ribbon. They like harass him because he won't wear the red ribbon.
Oh my gosh! I haven't watched those in so long.
I'm like,
I should watch them.
You have to wear the mask, but I don't want to wear the mask. But you have to wear the mask. It doesn't do anything. But it shows you care.
Wear it.
I love Seinfeld.
That's fantastic.
So yes, Festivus is officially December 23rd, according to Google.
Cool. So, does anybody else have a grievance? Or I'm going to go into my other rant that ties into the thing Anne and Neil and I did this morning.
I don't officially have any grievance, but I can make one up if you want.
I'm pretty jazzed.
I'm sure I
I'm
can
good.
come up with a grievance as soon as I start talking to my husband or something. But
Do I have an official grievance? I don't know. I have a grievance that we can't all just unanimously agree that we're all off between Christmas and New Year's.
Yeah.
Like, I don't celebrate,
Yeah.
but I will gladly take the week off.
Right.
I think everything should just shut down for a week.
It should just shut down.
Actually, 2 weeks. It should just shut down for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I'm
Like,
pretty sure they do that in England.
Yeah, probably for the 12 days of Christmas.
damn Brits.
Yeah. This comment, Carol's wondering what she got herself into. Like,
Sorry,
what is
you haven't
this?
been on here with me. Hey.
I'm learning. Yay.
I'm a lot.
No, you're
I'm alive.
You're okay. You're fine. Like I've
Oh my
met some
gosh.
people. I've
I
met
have
some
a
people on
podcast
the
with my
internet.
sister. I'm very loud.
Oh,
I'm
you're
obnoxious.
you're delightful. Trust me.
Yeah, I may have said some things this morning.
I said some things this morning.
I
Man,
said some things.
I
this
tried
morning.
to sneak on and watch, but I couldn't. watch.
I might not
It was
completely.
not work appropriate,
see-
just so people know.
You see, I might say, maybe I went a little too far, but also I am physically unable to not double down. So, okay. No, I'm gonna make it worse. Okay, here we go. Like, no, I shouldn't make it worse. No, I'm gonna make it worse. You see,
But can you actually make it worse, or it will just be the same?
Oh
you
no.
can't make it worse.
Because I think Anne's level of worse and my level of worse are two different worse here. So
You
was
see,
it really worse? Was it any worse?
Maybe I feel a little bad. I feel as if I was a little over familiar with Emma. After all, we're not real friends. I shouldn't have baby girled her. That's probably a
You
little.
have seen her pits,
sexist,
though. Like,
even if it's
that's
between
pretty
women.
close.
Like I
Can
should.
I just want to say that I hope this isn't true because that's a little creepy. That Kat thinks that Emma has a crush on me,
That
and
is a
that's
little
why she keeps
creepy.
making videos about me.
It's the
hey, I'm
pigtails.
married.
Well, she's taken, Emma. Okay, she's taken.
We're celebrating 11 years. Thank you very much. We're super happy.
Also doesn't play on that team, but she's taken.
But in the knitting world,
To quote Seinfeld, not that there's anything wrong with that.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But I mean, it might help for your knitting clouds to have a side chick. So, I mean, not that Emma's into that. Maybe, she's.
I'm good.
He was like,
I don't need any clout.
Squad goals.
Squad goals. I don't know.
But anyways, if anyone hasn't seen the video or don't know what we're talking about, Miss Emma in the Moment has mentioned our show a second time and then said we were homophobic, which is ridiculous because obviously.
Yeah, I was about to say,
Amy,
a lot of people don't understand how that word actually works.
That would
but,
be
you know.
homophobic.
that's what I was thinking about today because I was, that's what happens. You zone out and you start thinking about random things. I am not actually scared of gay people. I'm also not scared of trans people. Like, my husband is scared of heights and went to Niagara Falls with us. Remember, he wouldn't go near the edge and he wouldn't let us go near the edge because he was afraid we were going to fall down.
That would be phobic.
That's a phobia.
Of whatever that's root word is.
I don't know what height phobia is, but that's what it is. He is scared of heights. Anne was going to the edge. He didn't care if she fell off the edge, but myself and my children had to stay so far back because he was worried we would fall.
I'm like, I'm at Niagara Falls. I'm going to the edge, man. I want to see.
Yeah. No, the rest of us had to stay, 10 feet back because he was worried we would fall down.
I know, like everyone else was enjoying the day and like getting engaged and stuff. And here I am meeting my internet wife who are now accused of homophobia. Like, I just don't
like,
know.
what's up with that? Like,
that is something
you
true.
two have been very open about your internet relationship, and she calls you homophobic. Like, come on.
Seriously.
Well, I mean, Neil doesn't get the respect he deserves as a minority. So, I mean, you can't make people do the work.
Oh my God. People who don't watch this all the time are like, what the hell are they talking about?
I think if they're watching, they know damn well what they're getting into.
But yes, so a phobia is a real true fear, like arachnophobia. I'm terrified of spiders or something else. I am not scared of gay people. I have never walked past a gay couple in the street and run out into traffic because I was terrified. That's not normal. It's not happening. Okay. Thank you.
So, disagreeing with, or not even disagreeing with, not participating in a choice does not make you phobic of it.
Just means it's not your thing. Like, some people don't like peas. Doesn't make you pea phobic for not wanting to eat it, but there you go.
Yes, it does.
All vegetables matter.
Oh my God.
People like to throw around.
All my grievances is because apparently what I did watch from the other episode was that she was just shocked that anybody would have been offended by the whole Ravelry landing page thing, which Neil is handling. But again, I'll go ahead and say on the interwebs, I'm totally okay with you doing whatever you want in your bedroom, in your privacy of your house, as long as there's consenting adults. I don't want to see anybody's
anything
accoutrements.
I don't want to see any of it
that they may participate with, just to keep it clean. But I don't need to explain a butt plug to a child who's just happened to walking by while I'm looking on Ravelry.
Yeah.
Or any of DK's
that was my point about it.
Knitting students.
Yeah. Hey, Grandma.
On Ravelry
I'm just looking up a pattern here. Oh, don't pay no mind to the guy in the dog costume. That's he's just playing.
Yeah, that's totally normal and fine and totally knitting related. What the fuck, people? God. I think Anne froze. Did I freeze? I don't know.
No, she's moving.
It's the internet. It didn't like what you.
Internet gasps.
But just so we're clear, I don't want to know about any of y'all's sex lives.
How dare?
I don't want to tell you guys about it because it's not your business.
How dare?
I only care if you're getting naked.
Carol, share by all means.
She's like, that was my grievance. I had one. Now let me tell you this in-depth story.
To clarify before that gets screen capped, I only care if you're getting naked with a child so that I may report you to the police.
Oh. Yes, please do.
Just you know.
Yes.
Bump uglies with who you want to bump uglies with. I don't need to know about it.
Exactly. Thank you.
I don't even like weirdo personal problem medical commercials, okay? There's a lot of medical commercials I'm like. Even some tampon ads. I'm like, please get this off my screen. I don't want this.
Oh, yeah. I don't want to see that stuff. And
I mean, who wants to see Amy Schumer talking about it of all things?
Oh
It's
yeah,
the worst.
I've been getting those all the time.
It's so
I'm like,
gross.
oh, please.
The pill
She's
for
gross.
Peyronie's disease.
I was gonna say, my one kid goes, I like that Smiley Carrot commercial. And I'm like, you are so sweet, honey. Like, you are adorable.
Poor baby.
And it's the Smiley Carrot. It's fine.
It's a smiling carrot. That's all it is. It's just a smiling carrot. Yeah. Like, I get that there's a time and a place with your girlfriend. Like, hey, have y'all ever had this weird thing happen? Okay, that's cool. Like, to be your close girlfriends and chat, hey, this happened, or hey, I just had a baby, and or hey, okay, you have questions.
Mm-hmm.
That's not for a knitting landing page, and that's also not the same application because that's not the same scenario. But I'm just trying to make a somewhat relatable.
Right. But if I was going to talk about something that happened,
you like there, okay?
If I was going to talk to you guys about having a baby or something, I wouldn't do it on a live either. That would be like a, hey, private group chat, like, because not everybody needs to know about everything. Go figure.
Yes.
Well, that's just racist or something.
Racist, yeah. So anyway.
Or phobic or something.
DK, did you have a further grievance
Obviously.
about the live?
That was the grievance, the phobia thing. Those are not phobias. You can't just put the word phobia onto, and I hope you don't get yarn phobia, because wouldn't that really suck for you? Like, what? No, it's not a thing. No matter if I say it or not. Go away. So anyway.
And, on that point, aren't we always being scolded that we're not recognizing people's struggles and the things they deal with? So wouldn't slapping phobia on words that it doesn't actually apply to also be, what do you call it, diminishing the actual people who have actual phobias and mental illnesses? So aren't we always corrected that we need to recognize people's mental illnesses and struggles, but aren't they actually diminishing mental illnesses by doing that?
Well, apparently, according to Rainbow Squad, being autistic is a sexuality, so I don't think they really know right now.
What?
Yeah, they tried to say that being autistic was part of the LGBTQ, other words and symbols afterwards, and I was like, that's not how that works.
Figurines out of the bedroom. Come on, people.
But no.
I didn't make this claim. I just saw it and was like, well, that's not factual, and moved on.
I'm not surprised, but no.
What? I'm sorry, excuse me, but I haven't seen this. Have you guys seen this? The commercials for razors featuring singing pubic hair?
Yes.
What?
I think they mostly play online. Not TV, but like in, YouTube or like streaming.
I've never seen it.
That one hasn't been around.
I've never seen that commercial.
I forget what it is, but yeah, I saw it.
Oh my god. All right. Anyway, sorry, I just had to ask because
I haven't seen it in a while, but I have seen that.
Okay. Anyway, moving along. I'm not scared of anything. So there you go.
Oh no, I've got some fear. I'm scared. Is there a word for roach phobia? Because I have that.
It's not a phobia, Amy. Phobia is irrational fear.
Oh.
The fear of cockroaches is not irrational.
Oh, okay.
It's perfectly rational.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Or like vomiting.
I have issues too.
Oh, I have that one.
Like I
hate it.
And I guess that's not irrational either, because I don't think anybody likes vomiting. And if you do that, might actually be the mental illness. But
like anytime anybody has a stomach bug and we've been in contact with them, like I hit the ground on my knees. Like, please don't let us get a stomach bug.
Y'all
please,
know
because God, I hate it.
Crunchy I am and how homeopathic and natural. I will take every medicine that they make. I will pour Lysol over every human being in this house. No.
There's something about barfing that's just really.
I will psych.
Anyway, I don't like to talk about it.
I could have food poisoning, and I will psych myself out till the very last possible second that there is no way I could physically stop it anymore.
Okay.
But I guess that's not a phobia, so maybe I don't actually have a phobia.
Yeah. totally rational to be afraid of roaches. And
You're right. That is irrational fear.
yeah, I also don't think that stomach bugs and barfing are irrational either, because that's not.
So is that
we're
your
making Google
argument?
trolls in the comments. All right.
That may, because it's irrational to not wholeheartedly want to participate in the Rainbow Coalition, that it's.
I don't think that they have any sort of reasoning. I think that they just put that on there to, because as we've discussed so many times, they will label you with these things that you can't argue with.
Well,
you're a transphobe, you're a racist, you're a homophobe. They just say these things that people,
actual gay people homophobic. I'm like, how can they be homophobic? They're gay.
They're not the right kind
They're
of gay.
self-loathing. That's why.
So part of kind of what happened with Rainbow Squad is originally their cause was just because, I don't know if you guys remember the 1980s, but I do. And if you were gay, they sent you to the asylum and they gave you shock therapy until you weren't gay anymore. It was literally torture.
Oh, cool.
Right. So, that's why people didn't really want to come out. And even then, like
DSM.
The DSM labeled it as a disorder, and it didn't change until DSM-4, right? So, when the awareness came out to try and say like, hey, it's not a disorder, it's just like what we want to do, XYZ, people are like, okay, cool, let's kind of celebrate it. Right. And then what ended up happening is because of all these horror stories of these people who were shocked and treated very poorly and, terrible family situations, you name it. They then became like the protected class that we kind of know today. And, people wanted to help them and let them live their lives as best they could. And as long as it wasn't hurting anybody, we didn't really care. Right. So because they were protected and they were lifted up as much as they were, there was a different group of people that was kind of like, aha, I like that. And they're called narcissists. Right. So narcissists started to infiltrate this group, and they started using, the words that we all know, the isms and the phobias and stuff like that. Not because, that's what they thought. It's because they were trying to have power over another person and shut them down. And for a little while, that actually worked pretty well, because if you remember back in like 2010, if you were called one of these words, people were like very defensive, like, no, I'm not, like, I've got a friend, like all those defensive conversation topics and stuff like that. So again, that was more ammunition for the narcissist. And if you guys are not aware, trying to argue with a narcissist is like trying to argue with a devil that decided to become a lawyer. It doesn't go very well anytime, right? So anyway, at this point, modern day, we've kind of had enough of this BS, and now we're pushing back. So when people are kind of like, well, you're homophobic, and I'm like, no, I'm not. It's like, yes, you are. And I was like, prove it. Give me proof. Where's the evidence? Like, I'm done. Show me.
That's my thing now. We live in the world of screenshots. So if you can prove that I am whatever you're saying, go for it. Show me. Otherwise, go away.
Yeah, it's like pics or it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Right, but in there now they've twisting of the word so much is just purely not anything less than whatever the current level of sucking up is. Then you're ism or phobic.
Yeah.
The level, the goalpost.
Yeah, like it's a religion, and if you're not doing the proper number of Hail Marys or whatever the equivalent happens to be, if you don't follow their liturgical calendar, then you're a heretic, essentially. Right,
because the goalposts keep moving, so you're never going to catch up. And that's how you end up with gay people being called homophobic and transphobic. Because
it's because they're not a part of the religion.
Right. I mean, it still boggles my mind that when they're like Mikey Harlow has talked about this kind of stuff, like he's like, okay, I'm gay. I don't want feminine parts. I have chosen the male parts. But they call him transphobic because he just wants another gay guy.
Yeah, he doesn't want to have anybody else.
It's like, didn't he make it clear he's not on that team?
Well, the new argument is if you're bi, you're really just trans in denial. I don't know if you've... They've been doing that. Which, I mean, if you are a trans person and you're only doing it, to yourself at a legal age and you're fully got your faculties, I don't care. But it's when you like do it like to other people.
Right.
Yeah, where I'm like, no, they didn't ask you, and don't try and brainwash them into it, because that's what's going on.
Well, my only issue with trans stuff is because I'm a huge believer in consent, and I don't think children can consent. If we don't let children buy a gun, drive a car, get a tattoo, have sex with adults, we don't let them do these things because we understand that they don't have the faculties to make that decision. Why are we letting them do this other thing that's permanent repercussions? That's plain and simple. It's just consent and developmental stuff. But
true story.
Because you will find, like Carrie has asked people, like, would you let a kid, like there are most people, once you ask them those questions, would you let a 12-year-old get a tattoo? Well, no, they're not old enough to make that decision. Would you let them buy a gun? No. Would you let them drive? No. Well, then you'll let them get hormones and surgery? Well, yeah. And then you point out the hypocrisy of that. Hypocrisy of that. But she said she's actually run across a few hardcore people that were like, yeah, let them do it. They can do what they want. They know what they want. Because I'm like, could you imagine a world where like 8-year-olds are driving?
Right, but it is very much reality doesn't matter, winning matters. Right. So just saying that no, I yes everything, and you're like, if you actually work that out, that does none of that works, but you've you've agreed to all of it.
Because you have to go past the 5 minutes in front of your face, and a lot of people don't do that. So
and then back to the sort of oh well, the politically incorrect knitters are blatantly homophobic, like whatever. But also the argument for it isn't like receipts, it's well, they object to this, isn't that homophobic? Well, they're Trump supporters, so aren't they evil? I don't like that's the logic. Everybody knows that Trump is the devil, and therefore these are awful people. That there's not like there isn't, and there doesn't seem to be expected a farther logical argument for that.
Right.
That's just like, oh, well, those are the receipts.
That's a lot of assumptions too. And
these people have too much time on their hands. They need to make bread.
That's what pisses me off. Is I'm like, guess what? I don't really like Trump. I think he's a blowhard. Okay, I didn't vote for him. Okay, I didn't vote for anybody, but Anne doesn't like that, but it's okay. But if I were to vote tomorrow,
that's because we live in the U.S.
If you made me vote, I would still not vote for Trump. I'd be Team Kennedy, baby. But
these guys have issues. But I do appreciate that you can win a trip falconeering with him. That's hilarious to me.
But what kind of that's what aggravates me is that even the segment of people like with the whole Ravelry thing, there were segments of people that were like, look, I don't like Trump. I think he's an idiot. However, I don't think we should kick an entire group of people off or stop them from speaking their minds in their own private forums and this and that just because they believe XYZ. I don't agree with them. However, I believe in their right to say it. And even those people are wrong.
Yeah.
So it's way past the point of logical common sense. And that's where people say stuff to me. I'm like, okay, believe what you want. I don't care what you believe. I really don't. Really don't. I was like DK the other day. I don't care.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't care. Whatever.
I don't care. The thing is, I don't care. And you know what, Amy? You not voting, I think that people should vote because, I do. But if you don't, I don't care because that's your choice.
Right.
And that's the problem. This is where we have the big breakdown. I don't care what you do. I don't care who you sleep with. I don't care how you choose to sleep with them and what acts get you to where you want to go. But I don't want to know. I just don't want to know. Okay.
And also, I don't.
I'm trying to be, family friendly here.
No, definitely. No, but also, I don't expect ideological conformity out of my friends or the people who watch me. I don't.
Just the general population.
I mean, there's some things that's like, there's like could be breaks over, but really, like, I don't expect everyone to agree with me, and I don't expect everyone to agree with my rant this morning. And that's okay. It's all right. We can be different. Mm-hmm. But I don't know.
Yeah. But that's
I don't know why it's so hard. I've always wondered why disagree doesn't mean disrespect, and I don't know why people don't understand that.
Because people attach their egos to arguments, so when you reject their hypothesis, they are personally insulted. They don't know how to separate themselves from the discussion.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, and I understand.
Exactly. They take it personal.
But that's a them problem, not a me problem. So
it's true.
And this is slightly off topic, but I really wanted to just put this up here. Now we have a video of the Senate chambers in Sweden.
Right.
Now and the guy only got fired.
I I like the follow-up tweet that came from the White House from our current head, and he said, it's like, okay, we need to return honor back to the White House, and everybody's like, so when are you leaving?
Dude, can we also talk about I'm sorry.
I was just going to say that was one thing. I have a grievance about that. That did piss me off because, again, do what you want in the privacy of your home. Just for the record, I don't want anybody having sex in the Senate hearing chambers.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Apparently, it's a thing, though. Madison Cawthorn said there were orgies.
No naked bodies need to be where people testify or in a public space. Let's just,
Yeah.
Like I had to cover up my boobs to breastfeed my children, but that's okay.
I chose to cover up mine to feed my children because
I did too, because I don't want my boobs hanging out in the middle of the restaurant. But I'm just saying.
Right. But it's mostly because of the creepers, not because I felt like I was, But did you guys see the video of the Jill Biden showing off the White House thing, and it looked like it was from the freaking Hunger Games?
No.
You guys didn't see that? She had some sort of like gender non-conforming dance troupe.
The Christmas
about. It looked like the Capitol from
the Christmas.
Yeah, it's
I did see that.
And it was an anti-white, like they have it in their charter, troupe of dancers. And okay, I love me some tap dancing. I do. I love musicals. I love Gene Kelly. I am that guy. I'm the target audience. It's like, this is not good. The main dancer outfit, dreadful. The person who just goes, that's not a dance move. There's somebody with a cabbage on his head. I don't get it. Like, and then you get next to the Christmas tree. There's some people doing some kick dancing. Like, okay, that's a thing. And then it's over. And you're like, what was that?
Right. But why did it look like the Hunger Games? I was like, is this a fever dream? Like, what is happening?
It did.
I don't understand.
Very uncomfortable.
It did look like the Capitol. Yes.
Terrible. Anyway.
Maybe they're telling us what they want.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. They have satanic stuff there, so I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, man.
From the fashion mind of Jill Biden, who sometimes wears fishnets, which doesn't seem very appropriate for a first lady. I mean,
I don't care if she wears fishnets as long as everything's covered up, but I'm sorry. If I had to be in that Senate hearing room, I'd be like, look, I need a new table, chair. Like,
I know.
It's like with bleach.
Bleach is not sufficient. I'm sorry.
No, it's like you need the biohazard team to come in.
Like you're sitting there with some blue gloves and you bring your own little package of wet wipes. Excuse me.
I don't know where they all been. I'm just covering all the bases.
If I'm sitting, I'm wiping first.
But this kind of makes me think, look, basically, if you think about all the rules we have in existence is because we needed them. Something happened. The reason we have safety warnings is because some idiot did something stupid. That's why we have safety warnings. So what this tells me is it's probably not the first time.
Oh, I'm sure it's been going on for quite some time.
I'd want all new furniture. Look, I don't mask up. I'm not glove. Look, I might have a whole full biohazard suit.
How about we half compromise, and then when there's like no Senate hearing committee, we cover all of the chairs in plastic like it's a Greek old lady's house.
Oh.
And then we take the covers off when it's time for the hearings. And then
that might entice them more.
Yeah, and I think you might just be making it more interesting.
Though I basically did just suggest that we put condoms on all the chairs. So it's not the chair's fault. So.
That's amazing.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Sorry, audience.
Sorry, guys. I didn't mean for it to go this way.
I'm never bored when I come here. I just want you to know. Never bored. First time you guys told me about like
Stick
the
to
whole
the
drama with
plastic.
like yarn and wool spinners, and last time we talked about comics. Now we're talking about like butt dancing and the Senate. Like it's great every time. No regrets.
Be entertained.
I'm glad you enjoy it because, yeah, some days I wonder. I get off of this and I'm like, oh my god, did we really just have a conversation about that?
To see if Neil was here, I would
No.
finally have my rant about how much I hated Dread. That is not a general comment for everyone, though. Stupid film. Stupid. I want to like that.
I
film.
knew it meant something when you messaged me about it. You're like, I have to tell someone, and I was like, I'm the chosen one.
And you're like, why are you telling me? Ah! And I'm like, I'm sorry. This is important. And I know other people are going to be like, you know, Sylvester Stallone, Judge Dredd wasn't that good. And I'm like, there's an alley and I will fight you. That movie is flawless, top to finish. It's a
That's
great
because
film.
Anne knows that some of us just hear Charlie Brown's teacher sometimes when she
I know. I know. Well,
but we
like,
love her.
Yeah, don't worry, I'm not into that stuff either.
no, it was kind of the same thing with you know, we're talking about how much Godzilla -1 was awesome, and I'm like, this is the time for a 3-point presentation on my favorite Japanese fiction, and everyone's like,
Not
that's
today.
really great, Anne.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah.
History of Japanese suicide fiction in the last century, as written by.
And Amy, Godzilla
Wow.
-1 is a very pro-life movie.
It is. It's very
Nice.
anti-suicide, which is interesting, not contradictory to Japanese suicide fiction, but in the many internal contradictions, I would say, of Japan, it works. It's great. It's a great film. Go see this film.
Probably we would go.
I don't know what you're talking about right
go
now.
to the theater anymore, but
Yeah, and go see it on the biggest screen with the best sound possible. The score is amazing. It's like this is like the first Godzilla movie that I've seen where I actually care about the humans. Like the character
like,
development
get wrecked,
is
Tokyo.
so good. Yeah.
Is it
the
subtitled?
Hmm?
Is it subtitled?
Yes, it is.
He's not gonna like that.
It doesn't really matter though. That's the
I
thing.
know. I might lose him on that one.
Oh, but Japanese is a pretty language, at least.
He
I always enjoy listening to
puts on
Japanese.
subtitles to watch The Crown.
Well, and the thing is that like so many of the actors are just so expressive with their faces. And the pacing is such that it's not like you're rushing to read the subtitles or anything.
Okay.
Yeah. You're not like, oh crap, there it goes. Yeah. It cracked me up at so subtitles throughout the movie, right? And then the end credits pull up and they're like, yeah, so we're gonna subtitle, here's the main character and here's the director and here's all these other people. We're not writing all that. You're not doing extra subtitles for the English audience. You just like, and all these other people in Japanese.
Yeah.
That is cool.
Anyways.
But yeah, it was really cool to see because I could see like where they took some things like from Jurassic Park and Jaws.
Cool.
In this movie.
Yeah. But I don't know. When Tara and I were on Knit Night, not this past week before, we talked about it a bit. But I don't know, not to repeat what I said. But it was, you know, so you have Top Gun Maverick, very American, very we need a win, right? That is the main through line of the movie. It was more of a you need a win for the audience than you necessarily need a win for Tom Cruise. You know, that you have this man versus machine thing going on and Top Gun Maverick. Anyways, so you have that film. But in Godzilla, it's very much we need a win for the audience's sake, but coming from a very Japanese mentality, but coming from a total destruction standpoint, because it's right after World War II. It is, we are debased, we are ashamed, And by the way, there's a giant lizard killing us all. It's like,
yeah, like they were at 0.
yeah.
And then
Now we're -1.
They're at -1.
Right. But yeah, so it was good. It was surprisingly optimistic for giant lizard.
Yeah, it gives you a lot to think about.
Well, that's cool.
Cool.
I will suggest, but he probably won't go. So. But he might watch it when it comes out.
It's always good to see a giant lizard on a big screen. Can't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, the
We're
roar
not going to
is
see that.
epic.
But I might get my husband to take us to see Wonka this weekend. I heard that it was actually a really good movie.
Really?
It
I'm
wasn't
here.
woke and
Yeah,
that
I
there
heard it
an
wasn't too
agenda.
bad.
I'm
Particularly for
leery.
families.
So, and my kids love Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, so they really
Yeah, I
wanted
like
to
the
see
original
it.
one.
So
I didn't like all the others.
they
There's
like
like
both
two-
of them. And last year for school we did a study on the book, a unit study on Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So it's something that we enjoy, and
Yeah.
they wanted to see it. And since I heard it was pretty good, and it wasn't really
didn't
agenda, and it was
wokeify
just
it?
fun and happy.
They didn't wokeify it?
No, one of the conservative Instagram people I follow was talking about how she thought it was just great and fun. So I was excited because,
Oh, that brings me to a
I don't want to
sidebar.
waste all my money. Oh, cool.
Since, most new TV shows and everything sucks and it's all woke. The Frasier reboot, while not original Frasier, okay, there's no mistaking that it was not original Frasier, okay? And some of the episodes were pretty dumb. There was no woke agenda. Nobody lectured me. There's no virtue signaling. And it was reminiscent of the original Frasier. So it was funny enough in parts where you're like, oh, okay, he still got it. And then there are other parts you're like, okay, they really, they were reaching for that one.
Yeah.
But I think that because it didn't have the original, well, obviously Martin's not in it because he's passed away, but without Niles, it kind of, you lose that character that they played off of each other.
Mm-hmm.
But it was decent. I mean, it wasn't like, oh my gosh, go watch it, but it was not.
But it also wasn't like, oh my God, it's so woke, I can't even.
Right. I didn't feel violated afterwards.
Right.
Yeah. Which is always a bonus.
Yeah.
That's all good. Speaking of the Senate committee hearing,
Yeah. It was,
not that.
Yeah. It definitely lacked the humor of the first one, but I think that was just, I really wish they would stop redoing things. Just stop.
Make up new stuff because,
Right.
yeah, please.
Like I already ranted in your group about Color Purple, so I'm very dismayed.
Yeah, I saw that one.
We're doing Color Purple. But it could be awesome if it's like the musical. If they just leave it alone and it's the musical on film, that's fine. Because the Broadway play was phenomenal. That's fine. But we all know how they do. So.
Yeah.
Well, we did see a trailer for Iron Claw the last time we went and saw Godzilla. So we might go see that because
Zac Efron?
I have sons and they like wrestling.
What is it about? I didn't get what was it about.
I don't know, some wrestling family thing. Apparently it's inspired by a true story, but I don't know which one that is.
What true story that is.
Yeah, see, I didn't
I
like
don't
wrestling. So I wouldn't know who it is.
I don't know enough about wrestling to know.
I got the impression it was like from the 70s, like from the little bit I saw.
Yeah, that's what it looked like based
Yeah.
on how everyone was dressing and the hair.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So,
But I did have my
Can I show
annual
off
yearly watching of Christmas Vacation. That's the only Christmas movie I watched.
I haven't watched my favorite one yet. I have to be able to watch it by myself, and I don't have any time to do that. So,
What's your favorite one?
Oh yeah, you can't have your kids around.
Love
when
Actually.
you watch that one, right?
I have never
Oh
seen that
no,
movie.
no.
Nor have I.
It is super inappropriate.
I've never seen it, but I've seen
There-
enough of people's like retelling of it. I'm like, that sounds like a horrible movie.
I love it. And I
Yeah.
don't care that it's
I know.
horrible.
Like
and that's
DK
fine.
loves it, but it's the kind of the same thing as Amy, where I'm sitting there like, that sounds deeply cynical and kind of dreadful. I mean, maybe I'm misjudging it, but
I mean, I would watch it because Alan Rickman, but
Well, I love Alan
when you
Rickman,
have Die
and I
Hard,
love
I know when you have Die Hard and he falls off the tower, it's not Christmas till he falls off the tower. So
I can't think of his name. Anne, who's Mr. Darcy?
Colin Firth.
Yeah. Colin
Yes,
Firth.
yes,
yeah,
he's
Colin
in it.
Firth.
That's one of the reasons.
yeah.
Yes. I was totally blanking, and he's my favorite actor, and I'm like, I know his name. I'm sure I know it.
Isn't that Hugh Grant guy in it too?
Anyway.
I
Hugh
think
Grant's
so,
in it,
and
yes.
Alan Rickman is in it too. I think.
And Martin
Alan
Freeman,
Rickman.
because we were talking about that the other day.
We were.
Wait,
And,
who else is in it?
No, everybody's in it. Keira Knightley and
Yeah.
Emma Thompson and Liam Neeson. Is that who it is?
Oh yeah,
I think
yeah,
so. Yeah. Like everybody's in it. It's fantastic.
I'll
And
watch
if
it.
you don't like it, I don't care. Too bad. So move on.
I'll probably watch it before Anne watches Color Purple. Anne has to watch Color Purple.
I look.
You would love
respect
it.
you in your opinion, but also, I'm just not Southern. I'm just not. There's no Southern.
But you like history.
I do, but also there's no castle in it, and sometimes I struggle.
No, but there's African Sahara scenery,
I mean, that's cool.
which is
Like,
a small part of it. But
I'm willing to try for the different things,
it's
but
Spielberg.
yeah.
Katie wants to have a watch party. I wonder if I can do those on my. How do we do watch parties?
You can supposedly do
Anybody
it.
know?
I'm not sure how. Pirate might know how to do it. So
Probably.
I'll have to
Yeah,
figure
I'm
that
not
out.
sure how
that
that
would be
works.
fun on my Patreon.
yeah, that is
The
possible
idea.
because I mean I know absolutely StreamYard does it, but it's a matter of the live part is copyright stuff. So,
Yeah.
Oh, somebody else loves my movies. See, I'm not the only one. So see this? See this?
Look how cute.
It's gonna be a tiny stocking. It's gonna be the tiny. Well, it's actually not as tiny as I had hoped it would be, and now I have to read the instructions and figure out how to do a heel. And I was reading them, and I just kept reading the same section over and over, and I'm like, these words don't make sense. like I know you're trying to tell me something, but I don't know what it is.
Can you do any heel, or do you have to do the heel it says for the integrity of the pattern?
I don't know how to substitute a heel, Amy. I've knit one pair of socks in my whole life.
Well, the only reason I ask is because if it's a stocking, it's not fitting somebody, right?
No, it's for a tree.
It's for a tree. So you could do an afterthought heel. That's easier.
Oh, I've done one of those before where you just kind of like knit around and then all of a sudden you Kitchener it off.
Yeah, well, you have to either leave you a little waist yarn or you have to actually, cut into it.
Yeah. Anyway. I have to figure out how to put a heel on this.
It's cute.
I was making it for I have a house that I clean every other week, and I was gonna give them a ornament, but it's only this far, and I clean their house tomorrow. So if it's not, it's gonna go on my tree. Whatever.
Okay. Sometimes
you can make a little hat ornament in a pinch.
Yeah.
The little thing where people like wrap the yarn around the little.
I wanted to make a nice one. I wanted, not that those aren't nice, I just wanted to make something a little fancier because one of the people in that house crochets, so I wanted to, show off my prowess as a fabulous knitter. So that's all.
Like, I'm good at this, I promise.
I am. Except the heel instructions are like Greek, and I don't know who decided that those words in that sentence made sense, but they don't. So
This is the second time we've been Greek phobic in this episode. I'd like to apologize to anybody.
yes, when I find out somebody is Greek, I run out into traffic to get away from them because they're terrifying.
Lynn starts sweating. She's like, oh no.
See.
What is Lynn Greek?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. I might have just broken our relationship. I'm sorry, Lynn. I love you. Don't hate me.
Now you need to start talking about how great Greek food is.
I don't
Greek
think I've
food
ever
is-
had Greek food.
This is a problem.
How far off from Lebanese is it?
It's not that different from Lebanese.
I've had
But you
that.
see, then you can get into the whole argument. Okay, because my husband is from the Balkans, so not too far. But yeah, like there will be whole arguments over like which Mediterranean food is better. Is it Greek, Lebanese, or whatever? Like I'm not gonna say that because what I prefer because I will probably offend somebody. But I will say that my mother-in-law's stuffed cabbage leaves or grape leaves, stuff them in whatever you want. It's better than anybody else's, and I will fight someone over that.
My stepsister-in-law is Turkish, and her mom made me grape leaves. Those are delicious. Is that similar?
Oh, my mother-in-laws are better. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No. I'm not saying. I'm asking about if they're similar to Greek food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
good.
Turkey
So I've had
used to be
something.
Greece.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
used to all be Greek.
Oh, is it about that song about Constantinople and Istanbul? Or is that
It's
not the
Istanbul.
right
Oh,
thing?
yeah, Constantinople. It's not Istanbul.
Istanbul was Constantinople, but now it's Istanbul, not
It's
Constantinople.
Constantinople.
Don't
Well-
you guys remember that song from They Might Be Giants? Am I the only one old enough
Well,
to
yeah.
know this?
Yeah.
No,
Okay, good.
I-
Just checking.
I have
But
the CD.
She's
still
not
have
dead
this.
I
naming
have the CD too.
Constantinople. It's still Constantinople.
No, it is
It's
still Constantinople.
Peking. It's
It is still Constantinople.
Yeah.
It is Constantinople in our house. I'm fairly certain
and you know what?
that it
It
is
ought to be Burma.
Constantinople in Lynn's house.
Myanmar was just a mess up. That's what I say. That's my opinion. It's not been better since the British left.
All I know is shawarma is amazing. So wherever the hell
Oh, my mother-in-law makes good shawarma.
that's
But yeah,
amazing.
shawarma's good.
I don't know what that is either. And also, Chicken Lady, I've never had baklava, and I don't actually know what
Oh,
that
I
is.
wish I could
So-
eat baklava.
Oh, baklava is so good. Oh my gosh.
That's not fair.
So, okay, a funny little story
It's
about
not what?
I can't eat baklava, so that's not
Oh.
fair.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, sorry, Ann.
Yeah. No, so a funny little story about the cabbage roll things. Okay, so my peeps, my mother's
Very
family,
Not Greek peeps.
the not Greek peeps. Okay, so my ancestors, from my mother's side. So so Catherine the Great in Russia, she said all these stupid Russian serfs. Okay, they have no skills, so we got to recruit people to come into Russia and like bring some skills in. That was my people who were German until like later everybody got all uppity with like some revolution and we were kicked out and we went to America. Okay. But where we moved to was in current day Ukraine and was then Russia, and then we were booted out. So we have some of those food history things, even though technically we're German. So my grandmother would do these. She had a specific name. I think halupsi. Halupsi is what she called it. But it was the ground beef with rice in it, wrapped in cabbage with tomato sauce over it. So same
Isn't that
kind of.
glunky?
Well, see, it has a lot of different names. So
Okay.
yeah. So I 2 summers ago go to Romania and or this summer previous, go to Romania, and they're telling me about this fantastic like local dish, and the people I was with like worked with the gypsies. They're like, oh, so we'll like have like real Romanian, you know, whatever they called it, I forget their specific name, and it's gonna be amazing. And I'm like, and they're like, oh, and you know, one of the local women will make it. It'll be great. And it was. But it was exactly the same dish with like a slightly higher vinegar content. And I'm like, just like my grandma used to make. Thank you. It's just the same thing. Like, I appreciate this. This is a lot of work. Thank you. But also, I've made this before at home as a child.
Yeah.
I got nothing. My people
Tara, you're muted.
Oh, sorry. Do you ferment the cabbage leaves?
No.
Okay, they're
No,
not as good as my mother-in-law's.
There you go.
No, you ferment the cabbage
Apparently,
leaves, and
if
it's
you-
divine.
If you want to have
Well, I guess-
anything delicious, you just need to go to Tara's house and ask her mother-in-law to make you something, okay? Like, that's the moral.
Basically. And if you leave our house hungry, it's your fault.
I am very pro fermented cabbage. Like I said, it's that good peasant blood. Like, you know, winter hits and I'm like, ooh, get that vinegar in the cabbage. Yeah.
Yeah, I would rank fermented cabbage leaves, grape leaves, and then regular cabbage leaves.
Okay. The more you know.
I don't know that I have that much experience that I could rank them.
Me neither.
I enjoy eating cabbage leaves. And the time that I've had grape leaves, I enjoyed them, but that's about all I can say.
I don't love cabbage, but sorry.
Yeah, we have a lot of cabbage.
I've probably not had it properly done. So
Yeah, we finally pulled out our fermented cabbage to start eating it, and it's really good. Basically sauerkraut. But my mother-in-law added grated carrots with it this year too, so it's actually quite tasty.
I come from the land where they deep fry everything, so I don't know.
Which is also tasty.
If it's not a deep fried vegetable, my people don't know how to do it. So. I was an adult before I knew you didn't have to deep fry your vegetables.
It's totally optional. What?
I was like, what? Like
I
you
mean-
could just eat like zucchini, like just sauteed or roasted. It's not battered and deep fried.
Someone forgot to batter and deep fry the zucchini on my plate.
Right. It's America. I don't know why my cholesterol went down as an
Your
adult.
chicken lady's going to come visit you.
Oh, that's fine. She probably have a grand old time.
Probably would.
Yeah.
It'd be like the best
And,
buddy cop movie, actually. You should.
I know. The chicken.
But they're gonna make some sort of buddy movie with the knitter and the yarn lady, and they're going to church and
Orthodoxy.
The chickens are like the sidekicks. There's a mayhem. Something happens with the chickens. There's a chicken heist or something.
Yeah, I'm sure
Somebody-
there would be something chicken.
Somebody
related.
like steals the altar piece from your church and you have to like, you know, ninja roll in and rescue them or something. I don't
minute
know.
Run
before
behind.
that, and it would probably get pretty pretty Eastern European with how they would handle things.
Which would make for a great buddy cop
It
movie.
was a great movie.
oh my gosh, you
The
guys.
end scene is like all y'all you're sitting around knitting while the mother-in-law's making the food, and then
It's everybody's happy
I don't know.
time.
She would let us help.
I wish I
Maybe.
well, my menfolk just got home, I think, so I will have to jet soon.
cool.
I appreciate y'all having me in my mayhem.
We
And your
appreciate you coming
Festivus
and
bowl.
bringing
I'm
the
almost done with my hat.
Festivus bowl.
Nice.
Nice.
We appreciate you sharing your culture.
I gotta go take the aluminum foil off and save it because Biden come.
Also,
know,
like
the-
my grandmother did. You gotta save everything.
You can't waste that stuff.
Or some
Nope.
aluminum. Or aluminium.
Yeah, aluminum.
Well,
I
Depending
can't
on which
say
side of the pond you're on.
it. Aluminum. Oh man! All right, y'all.
Chicken lady's
Thank y'all
leaving.
for
She said
having
Merry
me.
Festivus.
Merry
Happy
Festivus.
Festivus.
I got a lot of problems with you people. All right, bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Oh man.
Well, Carol, I see that you've switched projects.
I did. Yeah, I finished the scarf. So I moved.
You did.
I moved
That's amazing.
on to my shawl. It's still a baby shawl. I'll be doing this for a while.
I like the colors.
I do too.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah, I like it.
Do you only crochet?
Right now, Neil asked me the same thing. He's like, "You knit?" And I was like, "I should probably knit on the knitting stream, right?"
What is wrong with
No.
only crocheting? There's nothing wrong with only crocheting.
I didn't say it like a bad thing. It was a question. Do you only crochet? I didn't say, "Wow, Carol, you can't come
Now
back
you're
because
being
you
a
only
little
crochet."
confrontational.
I've been triggered. Somebody
mean
give me a
it.
therapy. I need a safe space.
I'm just
Help me.
curious.
No, I
Tara used
haven't.
to only crochet. We
Yeah,
converted
I
her.
haven't picked up the. I mean, I kind of know how to knit, but if you asked me if I was good at it, I'd tell you I'm not. So, like the one
Yeah.
time I think somebody tried to teach me how to knit, I ended up crocheting by accident. So I'm pretty sure I did it wrong.
Probably.
It sounds like you probably did it wrong. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
That's accurate. No, it's funny. I learned how to crochet first, and for like 10 years, all I did was make chains. That was good enough for me. I was happy with it. But then, at some point, I was like, I should probably learn how to make something else. But,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I've been
also like
crocheting
the.
so long I don't remember how old I was when I learned.
yeah.
I just like to say inappropriate things like I'm a hooker while I'm crocheting because I'm not technically wrong, right?
Correct. Because crochet is, the French is like to hook or, yeah. Yeah. So, there you go. What?
I'm an adult.
I don't think you are. Anne acts like an adult, but I'm pretty certain that she is a 12-year-old boy in like a suit. And so now that you've come along, it seems like you guys might be like, hey, are you guys two kids in a trench coat on each other's shoulders?
No, I just spend a lot of time at work being the adultier adult. So like when I'm off the clock, it's just like it just jumps off, and I just
I'm just
become
kidding.
this.
I just think it's funny. And I've met her in person. She is two kids in a trench coat. So
Wow.
That's amazing.
But not 12-year-old boys.
that's why she's so tall.
That's
than
why I'm so
12-year-old
tall.
boys.
That's right. I'm two 12-year-old boys in a trench coat, apparently. I'll just take my feet and go. Well, wow, grievances.
Sorry, I don't know why that's so funny to me. Holy moly. Sorry, guys. It has been a long day. I was cleaning somebody else's house this morning at 6:30.
That's
Hey.
really
At
early.
least I can go whenever I want to. That's the nice part of my life. But so, what else? Do we have any Christmas things to talk about? Has
Well,
anybody baked their cookies or, no? You don't bake
I don't.
cookies?
I was going to
Oh,
bake
no.
some cookies today, but I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll probably
And Tara's looking.
Oh, I'm not even remotely ready.
No?
My excuse is that Christmas isn't until January 7th, technically, but we kind of do both days because,
That seems confusing.
yeah, well, our parish is Russian and they're on the old calendar. So, like, all the services are on, like, the old calendar dates, but we kind of, the family back home, it's like everyone's on December 25th, so we do both. But no, I've just been so busy that I've done nothing.
Mm-hmm.
We have a Christmas tree. We have a real one. It is just sitting outside, undecorated.
Is it going to come inside or is that where it goes? Okay.
No, it needs to come in, but we have to make room for it. And
okay. Very cool.
Hopefully
so
soon.
My teasing you guys about being 12-year-old boys, she plays says you can only adult so many hours in a day or years in a lifetime. So I totally agree. You can only be an adult and then gotta do something else. What about you, Carol? Are you ready for Christmas? Have you done any holiday type things?
Well, we put a tree up, which is a big thing for us because we haven't had a tree in the 20 years that we've been married. So that was new.
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
So we have one. And then for Christmas Eve, we're going to go to, I guess there's like a Harry Potter land out here. So we're going to go do that. And we got like the fancy, we got the fancy pass. So like, I guess we're going to get food while we're there too. So I have no idea what's going to happen. I might come out with a wand. So next time you see me, I'm like going to wave it around like I am 12. It's going to be great.
Obviously, dude, if you get a wand from Harry Potter land, you need to wave it around. Like that goes without saying.
I will. Yeah.
Today I was building a Harry Potter. I was building a Harry Potter gingerbread house today.
Ooh.
And it was supposed to be all done today, but it was not. Because my kids are falling headfirst into Harry Potter everything, and so we are just embracing it.
Oh, nice.
But it did not look nearly as nice as it could have, but that's okay.
Like what was
We're fine.
what was the house, like which house in Harry Potter world was it supposed to represent?
So it's not technically a gingerbread house. They're like sugar cookies and you paint them, and it's the outside of Hogwarts, and it's Harry, Ron, and Hermione in boats. And so we had to paint. I will take a picture of it because we had to paint all the pieces, and then we're going back to my mother's tomorrow to make them stand up if we can figure out how to. And if we can make them stand up, I will take a picture and put it on Instagram so everybody can see it, because it took a lot longer than anybody thought it would. So that's the plan. Somebody asked if you got married at 5, if you've been married for 20 years.
Oh, no, I got married when I was 20.
Oh, wait a minute. Tomorrow's my wedding anniversary. I almost forgot.
Oh,
Yours
I'm
is
happy
tomorrow?
to help
I
you.
better talk to my husband about doing something. We normally
Tara, mine's
both
Thursday.
forget. Oh, yours is Thursday?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, congratulations.
You too. We got married on the day the world was supposed to end because we worked together at the same company, and everybody was like, hey, when are you guys going to get married? My husband, he's a genius. He goes, when the world ends. And so then the Mayan calendar ended. And so then we had to get married because the world was ending. These are the jokes that we find amusing at our house. So, and then he would go around to everybody at work saying, either the world's going to end or my world's going to end. Because he's an idiot. So, anyway, just my story about that. Sorry. But how long have you been married, Sarah? She doesn't know.
No, I have to do the math. 16.
Very lovely.
My husband does not do the math, and he just subtracts a year. And when he does that, I'm like, I was not 7 months pregnant when we got married.
Are you sure?
Yes.
That's funny.
Because, yeah, we have a son who was born, I don't know, after, like, I guess, like, 15 months after we got married. And so it's like, if you do the math and if you do it wrong, like my husband likes to do, then it was like, makes it sound like it was a shotgun wedding. And I'm like, honey, I'm not that kind of a woman. We did things in the proper order. But he also like needs me to tell him like when the kids' birthdays are and stuff like that.
I think most guys do.
Yeah.
I think that's just part of it. But cool.
It's funny.
Anne, what about you, Anne?
Well, I'm
What's
not
up?
married, for the record. No, I'm
I'm
texting Liz Clothier, or maybe Tara. You can help me with this because we're knitting the same shawl. I have 12 cables, but not enough stitches the long way. Or was it supposed to be when it says garter stitches that it means upwards and not sideways?
You know, I don't know. I'd have to look at the pattern.
Answer either.
Did you miss an increase or two, or do you have too many?
No, I have too few stitches this side. Maybe. Hang on. Excuse me while I look at this pattern while on a live stream.
Okay.
Because you're supposed
Hey.
to increase
Here, Anne.
every other row.
Oh wait, she's not looking. Are you looking at the screen, or have you gone somewhere
Yeah,
else?
I found someone for you,
Sorry.
Anne.
You've gotten a proposal.
Aw, thanks. I'm crazy. Thank you, though.
Of course, my 13-year-old says that, you know, when you get married, there's 3 rings: the engagement ring, the wedding ring, and then the supper ring. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you know this how?
Life is really hard for you, kiddo.
Oh, well, this person says they're crazy too, Anne, so you guys are all set. So
All works out.
email me, we'll work this out.
Email her, not email me, apparently. You know, she's
I'm gonna be
Go
your
with-
matchmaker from now on.
But-
If I'm gonna marry my wife off to somebody else, I need to make sure that I approve. Okay?
get a couple of camels out of the deal.
At least some goats.
You know, like how many cows or camels?
Goats. I mean, I would prefer some sheep, honestly, because then I could get some wool. I don't
That is
know.
fair.
We'll have to talk about it. You know, make sure it's
She's
agreeable
open
for all
to
parties involved.
negotiation. Yeah. I've had goats before, though. They're crazy. But
Did you live on a farm in a past life?
no, I lived on a farm in my teenage life, which I thought I documented at length. How could you forget we're married? Come on, my
I
goat
guess
life.
I forgot. I knew that there were like animals and you had some like geese and whatnot,
Oh, yeah.
but I didn't realize that it was a farm. So
Well,
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
No,
Okay.
I milked those goats. I raised those goats. I learned a lot of goat lessons. And some of them kind of sucked. It was a lot. I mean, tell you right now, when you have goats that are not meant for milk goats, don't just milk them anyways and hope for the best. Just milk the milk goats, okay? Because it's a lot of work. And sorry.
Do non-milk goats have an opinion?
No. The goats are female goats in milk, but they're like bred for meat, not for extra milking purposes. Let's clarify that bit. But and you're like, no. If
You
if
weren't trying to
keep
milk the
milking-
male goats, right?
No. No, I got my anatomy lesson there. Don't worry. And we didn't keep male goats around. They only like hung out for a month. So like we weren't those people. But we know that we had some boar goats and then some mixed with Saanen. And I'm forgetting what the other breed of goat was called. Anyways, but a couple of goats that were more the milk goats, and most of them, the boar goats, are the meat goats. And we're like, no, but if you're, the goats have kids, and when they're in milk production, if you milk them more, you should get more milk. Really, you don't. Really, don't bother. Just keep the couple of milking girls and milk them, because otherwise it will be several hours of your day every day that will be wasted wrestling a goat that doesn't want to be milked into the milking stand and then waiting around for it to be done eating. And it's terrible. And then also with baby goats. Okay, goats pregnant, goat has birth. Do not mess with those babies. That's not like from a you'll be fought with the goat sort of thing, but sometimes, you have incidents where the mother rejects the baby goat, but that instance increases if you mess around with the babies and you're like, oh, but it's a baby, I gotta help. No, you don't. Don't do it. Wait around for a bit. Don't. The goat knows, because you do not want a bottle baby. That just takes so long. That's more of your life, Again, I have no children of my own, but when people talk about the late nights sitting up with their kids, I know a taste of that because I had these stupid baby goats. And the stupid baby goats, some of them would not take milk from a bottle like a normal person. That was easy. You could stand there with a bottle. Yeah. No, I had to wrestle the other goat who did not want to be milked from so that the babies, who the goat would want to kick, can drink from the goat. It was an unhappy experience for everyone.
It sounds like something is wrong at your house because there's a lot more wrestling these goats than I think there should be. I've never had goats, but I don't think that you're supposed to wrestle them every time you're trying to do something with them.
Oh, you do.
Are you?
Oh,
You
goats, they're kind of opinionated.
They don't want to. They don't want to go there. You don't want, it's like, and they get them in. And yeah, and we kept our horns on our goats. Because some people take the horns off and they do the collar thing. We don't do that. So it was grabbing it literally by the horn, moving it. Sometimes you could hurt it nicely. Sometimes you could put a little corn in a bucket and the goat would go along happily. Goats are very food motivated. Sometimes the goat was not going. The goat didn't want to go. The goat hated you. Sometimes you had to tell the goat. Then the goats would escape.
We need more goat stories. We need more farm stories. I didn't realize this was a thing that we haven't touched on.
I have.
See, guys, this is proof
stories.
that even after years of marriage, you can still find out more.
See, Carol, this is why I'm against Royce getting goats. They're great for stories. They're painful for living.
Like,
there's a reason. Oh, go ahead, Carol.
I was gonna say he's getting a goat because he made the mistake of telling his wife he would get her one, and then he tried to take it back. But he did it when I was on a stream with him, and I was like, "Oh, there's no take backs now."
You can't have one.
Oh yeah, you can't take that back.
Yeah, sad. They need a buddy.
Like there's a reason why there are certain, comparisons that are made between certain types of people and sheep and goats.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Yeah. I mean, though, goats are more entertaining than sheep because we weren't friends with the sheep. We were only borrowing the sheep. Because it was after we had the goats and we needed someone to eat down our pasture. So we got these sheep in. Sheep were very boring. They didn't do anything. They just got caught. You didn't
have to wrestle them?
No, they just kind of stood there. They didn't headbutt people or nothing. It was very boring. Like I said, dull. As opposed to when we had the goats and then we had the male goats separately and the male goats would escape. And there was this one. Okay, so we're trying to get the male goat back in the thing. And it was between a fence and our living room window at the time. And we had people on either side trying to get this male goat in. And we realized that the male goat was going to go through the living room window. So we had to back it up and try to corral him somewhere else because he was going, man. He was ready. And you're like, just walk somewhere else, Mr. Goat. Anyways, because that would have been a day. There would have been a whole goat in our house.
So, I don't remember the name of the person that wants to marry you, but goats are off the table. I will not accept those as part of her dowry. So,
unless it's
just so we're clear.
The name is Failsafe 22.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to do some major upgrading to whatever fencing you happen to have if you want goats.
And make sure that there's no upward mobility for the goats. Because again, another goat incident. So there's a couple of goats we had. Oh, you asked. I'm going. That we had this goat. So Tippy was the mother. Skippy was the son because we're great at naming conventions. Obviously. Skippy very much didn't want to die. But he was a wether and therefore had no purpose in this world. So we were raising him up to send him off to the butcher. He, in the barn, stood on his back legs and unscrewed the light bulb. I don't know why he was training for this skill, but he was going to be a circus goat with a purpose. And we're like, why did you do this? I don't understand. But Tippy would jump up 2 different things to be on the roof of the chicken shed to eat off the tree. So, it was a skilled family of goats.
It sounds like it.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Anyways, lots of goat stories.
Yeah. But
Good.
I think on that note, I'm gonna go. So,
On
you
that
ladies
note.
enjoy yourselves.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, I was probably gonna dip at the top of the hour as well.
Yeah. Well, since we are getting to the
Well
end,
then, let's wrap up because 8 o'clock is bedtime. I got things to do. I got little people that always say I need a snuggle. So, you know, I got that. But Ann and I are gonna have a show on Saturday, I guess, right?
yeah.
That's the plan.
Good plan.
The passionate gaming at Tara's house.
Sorry, they're having very intense discussions about some game that I think involves, like, I don't know, they're arguing over which countries they're going to play. I'm assuming they're going to war.
Sounds it. But well, thanks for coming today. And Ann and I are going to do, you're going to see us before Saturday because we're going to open all of the days of the Advent that we keep forgetting to open. And it's not because we don't love Lynn, it's just because we keep forgetting. So join us for our Advent openings. Join us on Saturday. Carol, have a fabulous Christmas. I'm happy that you got all your stuff done because that's awesome. Such a good feeling. Tara, awesome seeing you. Ann?
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
I promise I won't marry you off just for a few goats, okay?
Just make sure you get cows.
Wait.
Like,
Wait. No. There we go.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. We will see you again soon.
All right. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Bye, Merry Christmas.
Bye.